Hey, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen, Ponies and Gentlecolts? This is the one, the only, because this is guy 2009, aka Nintendo Free 2011. All my viewers and subscribers, main subscribers and viewers and everyone else. You guys know the rest. Before I begin, once again, I'm drinking that Powerade, the same one from yesterday, so nothing new, nothing too special or fancy, just same old shit. Always good though. It never runs out in that department. And yeah, before I begin real quick, if you're gonna be a troll piece of shit motherfucker and you're saying anime and manga and shit is gonna be gay, it's for faggots and everything, number one, you will be blocked. Number two, you can get the fuck out of here. Number three, burn in fucking hell. That's all I gotta say about that shit. So, everyone else that loves anime and manga and everything else in video games, you know, I got honesty, a lot of respect, love, loyalty, and dignity towards you people. You know, I got mad love for you guys. Definitely for fucking sure, just across the board, you're awesome as shit. Best people in the world. Deserve a lot more views too if you do videos like I do. So yeah, without further ado, I've been planning on this for about maybe 2 months already. So I've been in the works for a little while, but I finally gotten written down, did all my research on it, and yeah, it's finally happening. So I know about a week or two ago, I actually did this with my top 10 best indie games of all times, and I'm planning to do 2 more top 10 videos, so definitely be on the lookout for that. And one's probably not going to be done for another month or two. The third top 10 video I do, that one's probably not going to be done for a while, but there's another one coming up maybe around this Friday or Saturday, you'll see it. So without further ado, let's begin. The top 10 best Pokemon of all time. And I did this a little bit differently than other people, since I got like 4 really good ass types. Actually 5. I got 5 of them that are my favorite. My number 1 is Steel type. Second one will be Dark type. Third one's Dragon. Fourth one's Ice. And the last one is kind of like Electric. So I got them all written down right here. Not all of them, all the types I mentioned are on this piece of paper, unfortunately. But you know what? I'm going to make it work, nevertheless. Hopefully you like the picture in the intro too. So when you click, to click on the thumbnail and everything, I don't have to go much into detail on that, but yeah, without further ado, I split them for 1st to 5th generation. Since there's no 6th generation yet for Pokemon X and Y, that's not going to be out wait until October. As soon as we get the official Pokedex list for that, then we could say which ones our favorite are. Until then, it's not going to be for a long shot, for a landslide. So number 1, a lot of people, even people that didn't even know about Pokemon, already know about this Pokemon. It's the the 3rd evolution of Pikachu, after he's gone through Pichu and Pikachu. Number 1 will be Raichu. So Raichu, he's always been a real good ass Pokemon. The first time I saw him, basically the first time anyone's ever seen him, they're around 20, 21 and up. They watched the anime as little kids like I did. Excuse me. Stretch out a little bit. I didn't get too much of a good night's sleep after I came back from work, so I might be a little cranky. You might see it, you might not. So yeah, first one up is Raichu. A lot of people, especially around my age, 20, 21 and up, if you watched the Pokemon in the first season that ever came out when it was still Misty and Rock, when he fought Lieutenant Surge, and then he showed out, he introduces Raichu and everybody, and it was freaking awesome. And I thought he was pretty kick fucking ass, Then later on, when they would learn any other kind of moves, when they were teaching, what's it called, in the video game series, when they would show them, like, making the moves and everything, you could learn way more other TMs, like, you could learn Grass Knot, Iron Tail, you can learn Body Slam. What else can you learn? Besides all the electrical standard moves that like Zap Cannon, Thunderbolt, Thundershock, Thunder, Volt Switch that he will learn later on in the 5th generation. A couple other moves too. Charge Beam. I already said Zap Cannon. That one. And Volt Tackle, which is a very bigger signature move for Pikachu than it was for Raichu. But you know what? His speed not might be there all the way, but the special attack, special defense, makes up for it. And then as far as its attack and special attack goes, it's pretty decent. So yeah, that basically goes off for Raichu. Number 2, this is one of the 3 legendary dog Pokemon back in the 2nd generation Johto series. Is Raikou. And Raikou, aka Raikou, however you spell it or say it, pronounce it, Raikou, doesn't matter. I thought he was a pretty kick-ass Pokemon. When I did like Entei and Suicune, but my favorite one out of the trio was probably Raikou, because he didn't get a lot of credibility like Entei and Suicune did, because they made movies for those 2, but the only thing that they gave for Raikou was that little special intro with that a whole gold silver thing, the Legend of Thunder. That's the only thing they ever gave Raikou. So unfortunately we didn't get to see a lot of him, but we did get to see him again in that special event that they gave the first Pokemon Black and White too, when you could get Zoro or Zoark. So we got to see him a little bit more then too, so it's pretty cool to make all those three have a comeback again. I don't know if anyone else liked MK Suicune more, but you know what? My favorite was just Raikou, straight out. And another thing I really liked about him was that it made all three of the dog trios all like shiny Pokemon, so that was pretty kick-ass, you know? Another thing that was cool by Raikou, so that's number 2. Another one, 3rd generation for the home region, you know, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. If they ever do make a remake for that game, which 2-3 months ago, back in January, that's what a lot of people were thinking was going to be a remake for Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, which unfortunately we didn't get that, so probably might have to wait a couple more years before that shit comes out. By then I might be 28, 29, I'm going to be old as shit by then. But you know what? I don't give a fuck what people got to say about that. They can go fuck themselves if they disagree. If they agree, got much love, respect, and dignity towards you, like I said earlier. Number 3 on this list is a dragon flying type people might know, might not know about, and that is Salamis. And let me tell you about Salamis. I think he was probably one of the first Pokemon back when they were starting to show the abilities and natures and stuff. Besides Mightyena, and I think Mawile, he was like the 3rd one I think that had the Intimidate ability, and there wasn't that many Pokemon with that ability, so that was pretty kick-ass. And basically, he's the 3rd evolution of Bagon and Shelgon, so basically he has these big-ass red wings. I didn't see him too much in the anime, except for that girl that was like a hunter Pokemon hunter, when they were still with May and Brock and Ash at that time, before 4th Gen came out. I thought it was pretty kick-fucking-ass, you know, a couple different moves here and there. I think he's able to learn like Flare Blitz and a lot of other fire-type moves too. Only thing that sucks about it, he's 2 times effective more against ice types since he's dragon and flying. So it's going to hurt a lot more if he gets hit by an ice type move or a dragon type move. I'm not sure about electric. That might just be average. I'm not sure. And a rock type, you know, he's real bad against that since he's flying. It's only 1 time effective. Another thing I liked about this Pokemon is that the way they did the animation for his 3D series and a lot in the Pokemon trading card like game, TCG game, very beautiful, very well drawn, very well detailed. Loved it to death, you know. That's another thing I loved about Salamis. So if they do make a Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, hopefully they boost up its stats, you know, speed, agility, and its fucking evasiveness, special attack, defense, all that good stuff. So that's number 3. Number 4, for the 4th generation with Sinnoh, you know, when the DS was out, before the 3DS and 3DS itself came out, and the Wii U, before those, we got this one of the evolutions too. It was one of my favorite ice types, which was Glaceon. And Glaceon, there was a couple of people that they weren't really crazy about it. They liked the other one better, Leafeon. They even liked the older ones, the whole evolutions like Jolteon, Vaporeon, Umbreon, Espeon, and Flareon. You know, they like those old schools better than these two, but even old school like fans like me, I could appreciate that still. Because after the 2nd and 3rd generation, it's like kind of started getting boring a little bit. But at the same time, I stuck in the Pokemon series just for the legendaries most of the time, or just for the storyline. Because if that ends up being a whole complete piece of shit, you know, I might end up leaving the Pokemon series. Maybe. We'll see. So things I liked about Glaceon, things I didn't like about her is that, what I did like about her, the pros, is that she was one of the first ice types for the evolutions, and she was one of the new evolutions for like all the other older Pokemon from the 1st and 2nd generation that finally got a new evolution, like how Tangela got one, Glalie got one, aka Snorunt, a couple other ones like Magmar and Electabuzz especially, Rhydon, who else? 2 more other people I'm thinking about. I mean, Pokemon. Ralts and Curlia, where you get that optional evolution, you either evolve into Gardevoir if it's a female, or Gallade if it's a male. Trying to think of one more. And Togepi. Togetic. I can never say Togetic's name, I don't know why. And then Togekiss. You know, there was a lot of those Pokemon there. Anyways, other than that, another thing I liked about it is that I think the shiny evolution was purple instead of light blue, so that was pretty fucking cool. Especially for all the bronies out there, you already know Twilight Sparkle's fucking awesomely purple, kick-ass, you know. She's alright, even though Pinkie Pie and Derpy are my favorite, but I'm not going to make this into My Little Pony vlog. It's a Pokemon vlog. So, yeah, Glaceon, go figure. Leafeon was cool too, I just didn't really like it as much because its defense was just terrible, I'm sorry. Its attack was really not as defense like Glaceon was, and its speed is faster than Leafeon was. And then the last one for the 5th generation, I didn't really put too much thought into it, but I just put out any random thing out there, any random Pokemon. I had to say Kyurem. Kyurem was really kick-ass dragon and ice type, the very first of its kind, you know. Nobody expected to see that coming, you know. He knew his little frozen world thing, aka Glaciate, because they changed it from the Japanese version was Frozen World, and then when it came out, the original one for the US came out, then they named it Glaciate. Other than that, and the 5th generation, actually this was for 4th generation, I liked it. He wasn't just fighting type, he was a steel type. A lot of people should know by now his name's Lucario, obviously the Pokemon. He was from the Sinnoh generation, 4th gen. He was one of Cynthia's Pokemon, and then he ended up getting his own movie, The Mystery of Mew, and him and Mew had to collaborate with each other because the Reggies, the 3 trios of the Reggies, Regice, Registeel, before Regigigas came out, they were out of control. They were just attacking the land in the middle of nowhere, and they were just hauling ass like a motherfucker, literally. Just kick fucking ass, like the whole fucking land was just getting destroyed by the rock, ice, and, what's the last one? The rock type, I just said. And the steel type Pokemon, Registeel, that shit fucked everything up, but at the same time it was kick ass. I like the way how they made their little cries too. They were like that. There was like some 80s style of like Tron or something like that. I don't know. Other than that, I think it was like that. I don't know. Some kind of weird mechanical one. Okay, and now my the last 5 I want to talk about. First one up, one of my favorite dragon types of all time in the old school generation, which was really the only type Pokemon, because you had the Genie, you had Dragonite, and then you had Dragonite. So Dragonite, one of my first favorite dragon type Pokemon was back when I was a kid when Red, Blue, and Yellow was around. You know, basically, the reason why I love this one, he made a little bit of a cameo appearance in the first movie of Pokemon, where Mewtwo and Mew had to fight each other and everything. Everyone cried at the end because Ash turned to stone, and all their tears brought him back to life. And then Mewtwo decided to leave and he won't bother humans anymore. Even though I heard from somewhere, I don't know which Pokemon or what YouTuber or LP person out there that blogs a lot of the time, they did say like that Mewtwo was going to be in an appearance with the Genesect movie. And I'm really looking forward to that shit. I don't know what the movie's called, but I think it's mostly about Genesect, but Mewtwo makes a little bit of a cameo appearance, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. I don't know what he's going to do in there since it's mostly Genesect's movie. But yeah, other than that, you know, yeah, it's really all I have to say about Dragonite. And then older sprites, I know I can appreciate the classic Pokemon games, but it kind of looked like he was on crack LSD when he made Dragonite. Well, most of the Pokemon. Because in Japan, I know they call them pocket monsters instead of Pokemon. They lived up to that name when they made Red, Blue, and Yellow, because a lot of the Pokemon there look really ugly, the older ones. Actually, like Golbat. Who else? Wigglytuff, Gengar, a lot of the scary big evolution Pokemon, even Alakazam and Mewtwo, you know? It really looked like monster demon things. They didn't look like little cute little Pokemon Digimon things, you know, like they do now. So yeah, they did calm it down on that after the 2nd generation came out. Anyways, yeah, that goes for Dragonite. Next one up is Sneasel. A lot of people, I think they didn't really like Sneasel that much when she first came out. I think everyone else assumed that she was kind of a girl because the first time I ever saw her, and a lot of people ever saw her, was the Ice Path Cave. And that's where you got Delibird and Swinub and even a couple Golbats here and there. Even a Dunsparce, I think. I don't know. I think that was Dark Cave, not Ice Path Cave. So yeah, Sneasel, she was pretty kick-ass. You know, one of the first dark ice types ever. And at that time when Gold, Silver, and Crystal came out, Dark and Steel were brand new types. They were never around before the 1st generation was out. You know, so it was pretty kick-fucking ass, you know. Speed and agility is there on point, you know, straight-out genius when it comes to Sneasel. And then later on, a couple years later, Sneasel will get a 2nd evolution, Weavile. And it was actually even better than Sneasel. So, besides all that, you know, it got brand new moves like Sucker Punch, Ice Punch, which has been around for a while already, Night Slash, Dark Pulse, what else, Shadow Ball in the 2nd generation. And 2 more moves I'm trying to think about that Sneasel got. I think Crush Claw later on in the 3rd gen, and then the 4th and 5th gen, I think. Hold on a second. Icy Loom 2nd generation, I'm sorry. I'm not going to spend all day thinking about it. My 5th generation one probably could learn something like, it's one of abilities or something, like Hail or Snow Warning or something like that, you know? There's a lot of good ass ice type moves. There's even Sheer Cold out there that's a one-hit KO move. So I definitely suggest you teach Sneasel that if you can learn it, because I know Walden can learn it. And a couple other ones out there, you know. Nothing special, but you know what? Still kick fucking ass nevertheless. Oh, and then there was Glaciate Frozen the World, and then that other ice type move, which I was really trying hard as fuck to think about, but now that it's finally come to mind, I'll reveal it to you guys, and that is the one, the fucking only, and I cannot even tell you how much I love this ice type move because it's so kick fucking ass. It's Ice Ball out there. I know it's the one that Wolverine uses. I wish more Pokemon could learn that move, but unfortunately they can't. So that's good with that. So that goes for Sneasel. Number 3 in the 3rd generation, my favorite Dragon type Pokemon, which was it was actually 2 of them, but I couldn't choose which one was gonna be better than the other, so I just chose Latios. You know, the double trio Pokemon, or actually no, the duo Pokemon. Latios was a girl, Latios was a boy. I thought Latios was a lot better because since I got Ruby, I got that one instead. Actually no, I got Latios first and then Latios later on. And basically, you know, he's one of the first Dragon Psychic type Pokemon of his kind next to Latios. His signature move is Luster Purge, is a pretty kick-ass fucking move. Psychic type move, I think it's supposed to lower the user's special attack or it's the opponent's special attack. I forgot how that goes. And then Latios one's is Mist Ball, which is pretty kick fucking ass. I think it's supposed to lower evasiveness or speed. Not sure. But yeah, other than that, yeah, they had their own movie together, Latios and Latios. It was based on Venice, Italy somewhere, so it was pretty kick fucking ass, you know, when at the end Latios ends up dying and Latios has to take Latios' place as the guardian of Venice, Italy or something. It wasn't called Venice, Italy because, you know, copyrights, you know, Italy probably got pissed off at Japan and that would have been a whole world war out there. Anyways, other than that, you know, pretty kick-ass Pokemon, a lot better in shiny form. A lot of Pokemon are real kick-ass in shiny form, but unless you don't got that shiny hack, you're not going to fucking get it. Next one up on 4th generation was Palkia. A lot of people like Dialga and Giratina a lot more when Palkia first made its appearance. For me, I like the Underdog a lot more. I mean, it was the first water dragon type Pokemon of its kind since Giratina was the first Ghost Dragon and then, like, Dialga was the first Steel Dragon that came out. And, special moves, of course, was Special Rend for Palkia, and then Dialga was Roar Time. And Giratina, of course, which he was a lot better in both of those together, which was Shadow Force, which is funny because Shadow Force was actually Pokemon Coliseum, but wasn't an official move till the 4th generation came out. So, kind of weird, but hey, whatever works. You know, for Game Freak, whatever works. You know, with, what's it called? With Palkia, he was pretty kick-ass, and he had that one, and he had Dragon Rush for the first time, which was a brand new move for the 4th generation. Then he had these other 2 moves that he just knew was, I can't remember the name, but I think one of them was Dive, and then the last one he knew was, Aqua Tail, which was really good for Palkia. That's for damn sure. And then Heal Block, which all 3 of the Dragon trios could learn at that time, which was really fucking cool. You know, real good combination. They go in sync with each other. They balance each other out, you know? So basically, yeah, there goes Palkia. And the last one out of this top 10 best Pokemon of all time for me, which is Zekrom. I don't know why, for the 5th generation, Zekrom, he was pretty kick-ass. Only barely 3 years old. He's from Black and White 2 that came out last year. You know, he was the first Dragon Electric type of his time next to Reshiram, Dragon Fire, and then Kyurem, Dragon Ice. Which later on they would end up making Black Kyurem and White Kyurem if he fused with one of those 2 Pokemon. And yeah, I like Black Kyurem a lot more, you know, because a lot of people were saying Reshiram kind of looked like a girl, he was too gay, like he was too slow, he wasn't that great like Zekrom was. And I like Reshiram too, he was okay, but for me personally, I like Zekrom a lot more because he had that Fusion Bolt, the other one had Fusion Flare. And its speed was a lot more high up to the point, you know, he made like 4 freaking movie appearances in Pokemon, and then what else? In the first episode of the Pokemon Unova region, Black and White, before Black and White 2 and Black and White Advance 3 came out, you know, basically, he ended up making Pikachu real sick before he met Siren and Iris. Oh, Cillian and Iris, yeah. He ended up getting real sick, and Professor Juniper had to heal Pikachu so he could get better again. And, yeah, all that jazz. And, one of my Facebook's names, I love Zekrom so much, I made a Facebook profile off of it. It's Zekrom32012@gmail.com if you want to add me on Facebook. I'm right there. Always listening, even on Twitter, you know, NintendoFan2012 if you want to listen to there. And, yeah, that's basically it. So, that concludes the top 10 best Pokemon of all time, in my opinion. This is strictly and solely my opinion, so, if you don't like it, either make your own top 10 Pokemon, best Pokemon of all time, or, either that, or you can get the hell out of here. But, yeah, that's all I have to say for now. So, like I always say, is what it is, ain't what it ain't. See you when I see you. Hopefully this video wasn't an hour long. I'm gone. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Take care. Peace out. God bless. And see you on the next vlog. And, as always, take care and goodbye. Lates and peace out.